Hi, this is Linda, and I'm going to show you a very yummy, low point, low calorie, high protein dessert that I make for late in the evenings, you know, when you're kind of hungry and you want something to snack on, but don't have a whole lot of points, but you want something really good. I make this crepe, and we have it probably 3 or 4 times a week in the evenings. It's very simple, just looks a little complicated with all the stuff I have here right now. But it's only 2 points for a crepe, depending upon what size. If you have a real big one like I usually do, it's 2 points. Or you can cut it in half and share it, and it's 1 point. So I go for the big one. Tastes so good. I'm going to make a filling to go in it, a cream cheese filling that I make with 2 cups of the Greek yogurt, along with 1 package of the sugar-free Jello pudding. And that will make the filling that goes inside if you want to do this kind of a filling. If you want to keep it just simple, you can also just use Fat Free Cool Whip or, the light Redi Whip. And I think it's only like 1 extra point for that. Or you can do the Fat Free Redi Whip that's 0. It's just this is a little thicker. And so I like it for the filling in the middle, but many times I don't have the time at night or I'm tired, and I just do the Cool Whip. So tonight, though, just so you can see, I'm going to do this, and if you put this filling inside of it, it's only like a half a point to 1 point additional. So your crepe will be anywhere between 2 and 3 points if you have a big one. So what we do is we take 2 cups of the Greek yogurt, and I'm going to mix it with the pudding, and then I'm going to come right back and we'll go to the next step. So it's all done right now, and this is what I'm going to have for the filling to go inside. And oh, I forgot, the reason I had this also out here is I usually like to put 1 or 2 pumps of any kind of the Skinny sugar-free syrups. This is a vanilla caramel, and it just gives it a little bit sweeter of a taste. So then I'll mix it in a little bit with that. In fact, it does better if you don't mind me just doing this real fast. You can also make this, I keep it many times just in a container in the refrigerator, and I'll dip, bananas or strawberries and stuff in it. I use this in many of my recipes, as you can probably tell. This whole thing here is only 2 points. So, you're only going to use a little bit in your crepe, but it goes a long ways. So I'm going to put this aside, and then we're going to start to make the crepe. And what I have here, I love making crepes so much, but they're a pain in the rear to try to make on the stove. I bought this from Amazon. I can't find what the name is or whatever, but you could just go to Amazon and just type in electric crepe maker, and this is awesome. It sits here on my countertop because I make this like every night. You can also use this to heat tortillas. You can do all kinds. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the crepe pan heating up. It takes a few minutes to heat up, but it gets really hot. You'll start hearing it kind of crackle and such. I'm going to lightly spray it with just a little bit of nonstick spray. That's Pam. And so now while it's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the crepe batter. You take 2 eggs. So 1. Oh, and I love gadgets. My sisters are always telling me about different gadgets they have, and I find different gadgets. So like, my little crepe maker is like a nice little gadget for cooking. Also, I have a big spatula to flip it with. I love stuff like this. But my sister in Idaho told me about this. It's a little hand blender, and you just charge it with USB. But it's really nice because you can put, like right now I've got my eggs in here, and I use this every day. I put a little line on it. So in the mornings when I make my 1 point waffle, which is also posted on my YouTube, it already has it marked where the 1 egg and the water go on that recipe. On this one you're going to use, because it's a crepe, you're going to use 2 eggs, and then you're going to use a ½ cup of unsweetened almond milk, and beverage, whatever they call it. This is a Kirkland brand. It's really good. It's organic, it says, but I buy them in like the 6-pack. And so you're going to pour your ½ cup of almond milk. So I've got that in there. This is what we have so far. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put 1 scoop of protein powder. Now I have the Devotion, because I make my waffles with this too, the Devotion Angel Food Cake, and I also have the Quest Protein vanilla milkshake. You can do so many recipes with these 2 things. I know you guys, if you watch Mud Hustler, or he has so many recipes about using this. So I got hooked on these, oh gosh, a year or so ago. This one I have to order. In fact, I've got it on a recurring order now, so I always have some in my kitchen. The Quest was the same way, but when I was visiting my sisters and they wanted to try it, we actually found the Quest in, I think, Target there, but I haven't found it here. But my sister in Idaho found it at the GNC, I think. So you really don't have to go online and order it. I do a lot of online shopping. It's easier for me. So you can take a scoop of either one. 1 scoop is 1 point. So sometimes I'll do it like in a cup. But this is going to make a nice big one here, I'll tell you that much. I'm going to put this on. Just tighten it down. Hit the little button here and watch this baby go. So I use this just to kind of stir this all up real good. It's all ready for me to pour this, okay? It was on low. It was taking a while. Now it's hot. You can hear it crackling once in a while. That means it's ready for me to pour. Also, one thing I do is I will add like 1 or 2 teaspoons. Each pump of this is a teaspoon, so I have to be careful because I've sprayed it all over the place before. I'll add, just for some extra flavor, I'll add like 1 or 2 pumps, which is like 1 to 2 teaspoons of the flavored syrup, and mix it around just a little bit before I pour it. And it's 0 points. It just gives it a little more flavor that I just, really love. So now I think we're all ready. This is the tricky part. I've had to learn this the hard way. Sometimes it works real good, and other times it doesn't. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start pouring this. You kind of got to do it in little bitty circles around. So you got it kind of that full. I don't know if you can see. It looks like you can probably see it. And it comes with this little thing that comes with the crepe maker when you buy it. And then you take this and you just kind of lightly push the batter around to the edges so it thins it out a little bit. Because a crepe is supposed to be a thin, like a really super thin waffle kind of cookie thing almost like, but more like a really super thin waffle is what they are. And these are high in protein, made with the protein powder, and then the filling is with the Greek yogurt. It's got a lot of protein too. I get too close to the edge because it really gets hard to flip. So now it's going to cook, and I usually cover it with a lid for the first minute or so while it cooks. And so I'm going to get that lid, and then I'm going to let it cook, and then I'll be back. Okay, it's cooking right now. You can see where I've got this extra large lid that goes to one of my other pans. I put this on so it just helps maybe cook it a little bit faster, because it's got to cook real good or you can't flip it. If you flip it, it's going to fall all apart. So you have to have some patience during this time. So while that's cooking, I make like a, it's kind of like a syrup type of thing to go on it. You can use fresh fruit, or I've been using a lot of frozen ones because it makes a really good syrup. I take, these are like the 3 different berries that you get, like at Costco. It has the strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. So anyway, I put like a cup of the frozen fruit all together in a cup thing like this. I'm going to stick it in the microwave for 1.5 minutes. And with the lid on, I'm going to take the lid off now because you need to get it off so some of the water that, the condensation will disappear. So now I can finish cooking. And so my husband's looking at me. I'm going to put them back in for another minute. This time I'm going to put a couple of pumps of the syrup, the caramel vanilla syrup. We'll do like 3 to sweeten them up. And it's going to go back into the microwave for another minute because they're still real frozen. Here's my little clicker here. So now I'm back. I've got the fruit here. I put it back in the microwave for like another minute, so it's just right. Looks like the crepe is ready to flip over now. My husband's looking at me. So this is the tricky part. If you try to flip it over before it's ready, see, make sure it's kind of that color, it completely falls apart. Sometimes it still falls apart, but you know what? It still tastes really yummy. I just piece it together with all the fruit, so it's okay. Yeah, I did it. Okay, so now we're gonna let that cook like another minute. Like I said, I used half of this. So I have enough to make another one this size. So it's only 1 point each, unless you wanna have 2 of them. But my husband's gonna have the other one. It's not too late. Okay, now while that's heating up, I'm going to slice a banana. This is another little gadget I have that I love. I got this from, I have a friend of mine that sells Pampered Chef. I just put a banana in half in there, and there I have all my sliced pieces of banana, because I'm going to put banana and berries on my crepe. Let me grab the plate. I keep wanting to turn a light on. And as long as the other side browns real good, you only have to brown this one like a minute or 2, because it's pretty well cooked. You're going to get your plate under here, you're going to flip it over. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so now I've got the crepe right here. And I'm going to take some bananas and put here in the middle. And then I've got my berries here that I heated up. I'm just going to put a few berries in the middle. And then you can put the whipped cream if you want, or like I did the cheesecake pudding, sugar-free pudding with the Greek yogurt. So this thing is packed full of protein. Try to roll it up a little bit, kind of like you do a burrito. Just kind of take it and roll it. And that's it. Now, everything else is, almost through. Berries on top. And the juice from them with the sugar-free caramel skinny syrup makes it kind of like a syrup with the juice. And so I just slather it all over usually, and we dip ours in it. It's so full. And then I did forget, this is how it looks. You can put some more of this on. I didn't have much of it left. This Redi Whip here is 0 points. And then I just do a little bit of dollop of that for 0 points. And they say it's all about presentation. I believe that because when it looks good, you feel like you've got a really good treat. This is a nighttime treat, and I sprinkle just a little bit. I keep these little chocolate sprinkles in here. There's not hardly any on there. And I have 5 crushed nuts. I think they're walnuts that I put in the blender and just mashed them all up. And so it's just really, really light. Hardly anything to it. But it makes it look so good. I'm going to do this without trying to spill it all over. But this whole dessert with the whipped cream and everything is around 3 points. And it's full of protein. And so like I said, you can see why I make this 3-4 times a week. And it's really good. I hope you enjoy it. And here's to better health. And you have a wonderful day. Bye. Okay, here's my taster. This is my husband, Rick. And
I don't know about the guinea part, but I certainly fulfill the pig part.
Did I say guinea pig? I'm sorry. Anyway, he likes these. I make these real often, huh, honey?
Often, yes.
Okay, he's going to test it and tell you. If it's bad, I'm deleting this part.
Very good.
Very good. Okay.
High five.
High five. Enjoy.